You're going to love this. Trust me, what you're seeing now is my normal state.
Welcome, I'm Spaghetti King, and this is Yandere Sisters Argue Over Who Loves You More by Chai, C-H-A-I. They're all spaced apart for some reason, but you know. Speaking of that name, it is really hard to find this channel by searching. If I just look up Chai and I find all this weird Chinese food guides, tourism stuff, all this weird stuff, and it's like, I don't know what's going on, but anyway. With that out of the way, this audio. This is a dual audio? I'm not sure what you would call them. But basically, it's with the one where you have, like, a feature. So you have two ASMR artists talking at once. Which means there's more interaction going on here. I remember Lemon Leaf did some crazy vampire one back in the day. That was some pretty good stuff there. But on this one is quite simple. The thing is, there's not much of a structure to it. If I were to summarize it, it's basically like this. You have, I guess you wake up, I suppose, or maybe not. Yeah, you do wake up, although you have very little interaction in this, so it feels kind of empty. You wake up, and what happens is that, because you have the two characters and they both have names, you have Alex and Ash. The one who starts talking is Ash, and Ash asks Alex to move her, like, boxes with sedatives in them, I think, away, so she can make room for her beloved who she has kidnapped. So you're tied up with something, and basically they start to go off arguing between each other because Alex, I'm bad with names, Alex also loves you too. So she realizes this, and she complains about this, and then they basically insult each other. Alex says that she has 9 locks, whereas Ash only has 3 locks for this room, because Ash is painting the room or whatever, and prettying it up, and Ash says that if you're going to spend money on that much locks, you may as well spend money on motion detection and cameras, etc. So they go on fighting with each other, and then apparently you already get out, and then Ash says, this is why, or no, wait, is it Ash? I think Alex says to Ash, this is why you keep an ankle around, chain around their ankle or whatever. And it's pretty much them just going back and forth, insulting each other, basically. And the thing is, it doesn't really end either. There's not really a big end to this audio. What happens is that Alex has some cookies. So she drugged these cookies. And then Alex passes out from this, and that's how that goes, and then it kind of just abruptly ends. Yeah, I never let Alex drug me. Yeah, that's the last line. So, like, it just goes. Like, it does not have, like, a big ending to it. And in that way, it feels kind of like understructured, or maybe kind of rushed or something. Granted, a lot of these back and forth audios, whether it's a person recording lines back to themselves or with two people, tend to kind of have that feeling in a lot of cases. I presume just because of what is required to make those. But it's kind of problematic. So, therefore, because the structure is that simple, basically all I have to rate is the quips. That's pretty much what I have to look at. Because like I said, it starts off with that scenario I described to you, and then it's just insults between them, and them making lines between them as it goes throughout the entire thing. So I'm just going to compare those. So on that end, some of my favorite quips was, well, in the beginning she goes, oh, they're already here. Did I sleep kidnap them? I must be amazing, but it was actually because Alex kidnapped the one first. So Ash was preparing the room, Alex already kidnapped. It starts with Ash asking Alex to move out of this room, basically. And then you get that like discovery going from there. There are 2 points where she makes like big threats, which is like, I don't want to Ash says, I don't want to kidnap someone I don't obsess over, but I consider kidnapping you. And then later at the end of the audio, she says, murder within the family is on the table again. She mentions that. And then I think Alex says to that, like, did you realize that your poisons are out of date and whatnot? One of my favorite lines is, you'd be tripping over your own feet due to lack of devotion. Or a line like that. But then you have Alex has, I would say, the 2 best lines. Well, the best line is she initially goes on this one rant about wood carvings. She said she makes wood carvings, so she makes wood carvings almost half as beautiful as you. And I think the best line of the audio was when she says, If I were chocolate and you were a dog, I would still love you. If you were an anteater and I were an ant, I would still love you, etc. Which is kind of a weird, goofy line, but I do love it. I do love it a lot because it's like, again, it's this devotion angle, and she's mocking her Ash for her lack of devotion, etc. Which I do find pretty appealing. Let's see. But the only other line I can think of is, she says, I've carved our names into 1,000 trees. And then the last one is, Alex says that, and the last one I'm going to name is Ash says, I baked cookies and I put the name of all your friends on the icing because I know where all of them are, so I can get to them anytime if I need to. This kind of threatening way. So I'll just leave it at that. Those are the lines that I thought. Those are most of the lines in it. And most of the lines are pretty good. I think some of the problems is some of the lines kind of like lack impact. Like the line that itself is great, but it's not spoken as good as it could be. But I will say that for the most part, this has very good lines throughout, and it's the strong point of this entire audio. It's what this audio relies on. I will say there is a good laugh clip from her.
That's a lie, and I have the pictures to prove it.
Although, I guess she was like going back from the mic or something, like, while laughing or something like that. So you couldn't hear it as well. But it was a good laugh from what I heard of it. So, that's what I'll say about that one. So with that, we can talk about just the art. The art is good because, again, this is like 2 characters. And I don't know if you're supposed to think of it this way, but right off the bat, I immediately thought the like pink hair grinning girl is Ash, and then the girl behind her, who's all with like purple hair, I think, and yellow eyes, that was supposed to be Alex. That's the impression I got, because I got the impression that Ash was like younger sister, Alex was like older sister, this kind of relation. I got that kind of impression from it. I don't know if that actually is the case, but that's what I thought. But nonetheless, it's good art. You know, schoolgirl kind of look, whatever, purple background. I like what's going on there, so that's what I'll say about that. But, alright. Last thing I have is the rating. Audio 4 to 5, wholesome rating 5 to 5, overall rating 8 out of 10, rank great. So definitely a good one. I will say it got worse on rewatches. It's not as good on rewatches, and again, I think that's because some of the lines lack some of the impact that they should, you know, when you've heard them before. So, you know, I'm not going to dumb down the rating for that, but I will say that that is the case. So, that's what I have to say about that. So, Chai, that's what I'll call you. You know, it was good to cover this video. This video might be a little bit late, but I just said, it's worth it. I'll put it out. So, thank you for watching. I'm Spaghetti King. I love you all, and farewell.